Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's video, we just wanted to take a quick second to thank you all for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It's completely free and will only take you a second. We really do appreciate it. Now with all that said, let's get into today's video. I don't know whose idea it was to spend the night in the Sallie house. Maybe Kelly's. She always loved ghost stories. Or maybe it was Oliver, looking for a thrill. But as we stood in front of the decayed white house, its dark windows staring at us like empty eye sockets, I could feel a wrongness in the air. "You guys ready for this?" Paul asked, trying to sound confident. His voice wavered slightly. "Let's do it," Kelly grinned, nudging Sallie. She didn't look so sure anymore, clutching her flashlight like a lifeline. Inside, the air was stale, thick with dust and something else, something rotten. The entryway was cramped, peeling wallpaper curling at the edges. To the left was the living room, where antique furniture sat draped in white sheets. An old rocking chair faced the fireplace, unmoving, yet it felt as though someone had just been sitting there. "We'll set up in the parlor," Oliver suggested, moving toward the dining room. The large wooden table was scratched and battered, the chandelier above swaying slightly as if stirred by an unseen hand. None of us mentioned that the air was completely still. Hours passed. We laughed, played cards, even tried an old Ouija board we found in a dusty cabinet. Nothing. The ghost stories were just that, stories. Kelly yawned, stretching her arms. "This is lame," she said. "Let's check out the upstairs before we crash." The staircase was narrow, each step creaking under our weight. At the top, the hallway stretched into darkness, doors lining either side. "This was the nursery," Sallie whispered, pushing open a door. Inside, a small crib stood in the corner. A rocking horse, its paint faded and peeling, faced the doorway. The air smelled of old wood and something faintly metallic. Then the rocking horse moved. Not a subtle shift, not the way an old object settles. It rocked, once, twice, and then stopped. We bolted. Back downstairs, we sat in silence, listening. Then, clear as day, footsteps crept down the staircase. Slow, deliberate. They reached the bottom, then stopped. I shined my flashlight toward the stairs. Nothing. "I want to leave," Sallie whispered. Her hands trembled. A loud bang came from the kitchen. We rushed in to find the cabinet doors hanging open, dishes shattered on the floor. The temperature had dropped, our breath visible in the dim light. Then Kelly screamed. We turned to see her long blonde hair lifting, as if something unseen was yanking it. She clawed at her scalp, stumbling backward. "We have to go," Oliver said, his voice shaking. "Now." We ran to the front door. It wouldn't budge. "The windows, break them," Paul shouted. He grabbed a chair, swung it toward the glass, but it bounced off like it hit a wall. Then came the whisper. A child's voice, soft, playful. "Stay." Sallie shrieked as a small handprint appeared on her arm, red as a burn. Oliver pulled at the door handle, cursing. Then it flew open on its own. We stumbled outside, gasping for breath. The night was silent again, the house standing innocently behind us. We never spoke of what happened that night, but when I got home I found something in my jacket pocket, a child's drawing. 4 stick figures standing outside a house, and behind them a 5th figure, smiling, and scrawled beneath it in shaky, childish handwriting, "Come back soon." Weeks had passed since our terrifying night at the Sallie house, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was drawing me back. It was as if an unseen force had taken hold of me, urging me to return. I kept my plans to myself, not daring to mention them to my friends. One fateful night, I decided to take the plunge and return to the house alone. As I approached the front door, it creaked open by itself, as if the house had been waiting for me. Every instinct screamed at me to turn back, but I stepped inside anyway. The door slammed shut behind me, trapping me within. That's when I heard it, the child's voice, dripping with malice, saying, "Thank you for coming back. Do you want to play?" I remained silent, frozen with fear. The voice grew angry, and objects began to fly around the room. I frantically tried to open the front door, but it refused to budge. The child's voice taunted me. "Why are you leaving so soon?" "Let's play!" I screamed. "Let me out!" But the only response was an evil, mocking laugh. Suddenly, I heard footsteps pounding towards me. I knew I had to act fast. Spotting a broken panel in the kitchen window, I made a desperate dash for it and leapt out into the night. The shattered glass ripped into my arms and leg, leaving deep gashes that required immediate medical attention. As I lay in the hospital bed, I reached into my coat pocket for my phone and found a chilling surprise. Another note, scribbled in the same childish handwriting. This time, the message was even more ominous. I will come to your house next time to play.
Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts. Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.